Good morning, everyone. Jupiter's going into Cancer. We've been looking forward to this. This is one of the, for me at least, most exciting transits of 2025. It's one where, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus go into their signs and then they retrograde back by the end of the year. But Jupiter goes headstrong into Cancer, makes some really beautiful aspects. This is a really wonderful choice point, I feel, for a lot of people. We've been talking about that on my lives recently. I think by the Cancer solstice, a lot of us are going to be at this really beautiful fork in the road, and you get to make a decision of, do I want things to be good, or do I want things to be, as a client of mine says, good or gooder? And there's no judgment as to where you are. There's no right or wrong path to be on. It's just your path. So we're going to unpack a few of the past transits of Jupiter. We're going to talk about this current transit. We're going to talk about June. And, this transit goes from June 2025 to June 2026. So let's get into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am a channeler and an astrologer. And my intention for this video today is to really break down these transits. And, I talk about really grounded channeling, where we're all stepping into our power, into our sovereignty, into our authenticity, our highest timeline, if you will. And this is a way to really understand the energy soup that we're all swimming in and what flavors are available for you. And when it comes to these choice points, when it comes to these choice points, I really feel as though, and I feel really strongly in my practice, that however you handled or navigated the prior transit is going to dictate where you kind of enter the next one. It's no judgment. It's kind of like if you stretch before a workout, you have a really awesome workout. If you prep before a meeting, you have a better meeting. It's not to say that you can just show up haphazardly. That's totally fine. But in my practice, and you're here at my table, it means that you're developing yourself, you're working on yourself, you're integrating metaphysics and astrology into your life. You are a leader in your own life, and you take radical personal responsibility. So if you've drawn to my channel, you are at the right place at the right time. And life might have seemed like you've been on this merry-go-round, or you've been on this ride, or you've been in this same repetitive Pleasantville type of, the end of Main Street is just the beginning again, and you're ready to get off and make some different decisions. That's usually when you're brand new and I pop up on your channel, and it's usually when you stick around at my Multidimensional Caffè, which is where you're at, where it's just you and I having coffee or tea, some water, maybe a snack, and we're unpacking the awakening of the planet. And my quest is really to channel divine messages for the new leaders of the awakened new earth. So way to go, kid. Way to go. Way to go. So let's get into it. I'm going to, if you want to pause this video, go grab your things, and I'm going to give you some dates at the beginning. I might list them below. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. This is Nasha. This is the smoky quartz. You can pause the video, go grab your things. Super, super, super. All right, so I will give you the dates for the Jupiter transits. So if you want to write these down, on the 9th of June, 2025 is when Jupiter enters Cancer. And this is the general astrological wheel behind me, starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. We'll unpack what this means sign by sign in the all signs reading, but today these are collective messages, and for you to get a little bit of the footing and the how we're all going to be feeling. I'm just going to show it to you now. This is the tarot card that represents Jupiter. There are no humans on this card. The universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you label all that is, I use the term God, spins the wheel. Your soul decided what your grid was going to look like when you came into human form. It's not about bypassing like, oh, this was my fault, I contracted this. It's about saying, okay, this is my chart. This is the map. How am I going to read this map? Am I going to take responsibility, feel my feelings when I need to? This is the Cancer card. So it's funny. This, I'm recording 2 videos today. This video and the full moon in Sag that happens 2 days after Jupiter goes into Cancer. And for all this air and fire that we have in the sky, this just feels like a super woo-woo time, like a super spiritual, I don't even like using that word, but a super like not 3D, it feels very, I don't even like using the term magical. It feels super effervescent. It just feels like anything's possible. It feels very optimistic. I think that's the right word I want to use, is very optimistic. And I love that. I love that. So like I said, how you navigated this transit will dictate how you navigate this transit. It's not to say that if I chose to F around, we know what happens when you F around. So don't judge yourself based on how you navigated the last transit. I put the 2 videos for Jupiter and Gemini below, my all signs reading as well as my Jupiter and Gemini. It was what you focus on will expand. So I would spend some time journaling how you navigated, I don't know why I said it that way, navigated the last Jupiter in Cancer or Jupiter transit. Information overload. Did you go down every single rabbit hole? Did you let, maybe someone that you had pedestalized tell you what to believe? Did you, get caught up in cult mentalities? Or did you kind of shave the fat a little bit off of the subscriber list, or whom you are subscribing to? Did you listen to your own intuition? Did you ground more often? Did you I definitely am not a master of the scroll. That is something that, as someone who's completely sober, I'm like, you know what? I need a human moment. This is where I'm going. So I'm not preaching at you in any capacity. I'm saying that dopamine hit can be, if you allow it to happen, the second you wake up to the second you go to bed, it can be damaging. I feel as though the desire to do that is really going to shift. I also want to highlight that, on the general wheel, this is the roots of the tree of our life, the cultural family roots. And we know that the 4th house is usually connected to the mother, where the 10th house is connected to the father. The 3rd house over here, early learning, communication, and short trips, this is connected to siblings. So a real key factor to this, a big key factor to how did you unpack certain childhood traumas, big T, little t, it doesn't matter if it's something that crystallized you in a certain mindset or way of thinking, or said, I'm not going to do this because ABZ happened when I was 7 years old. How did you really engage with your inner child, your inner teenager? How did you really learn how to reparent yourself in the past year? This is very important, because when Jupiter expands all of this in the house of home, without grounding, we can be gluttonous. And so when Jupiter offers you this massive platter of all the things that you've ever wanted, do you take what you want, need, and desire? Or you're like, I'm taking everything. The universe is infinite. So don't get me wrong. I want you to have millions and billions and millions of everything, of dollars, of anything that you want. Want, need, and desire, without lack in any capacity. But what's meant for you is only meant for you. This is important for some of you. It's not about saying, look at me, I did this, watch me. And you don't have to take what's not meant for you. It's like there's millions and millions and millions for me, but then you're like, ooh, but yours. Don't do that. Stay in your lane. There's no traffic in your lane, and there's no lack. There's infinity in your lane. This is a mindset shift. I really hope that this lands. This is important. Because when we take things that aren't ours, or that's not meant for us, that tells the universe, give them things that aren't theirs. Family traumas, mother-father issues, all different things over here. This could be, I was just listening, and when I'm talking to you, my guides and the Council of Nine, whom I connect to pretty directly, show me pictures and images over there. So they are saying, let's unpack some of the shadow aspects of this. We talked about the shadow aspects of Jupiter in Gemini, and we saw that on the public stage. We saw how that can happen, whereas you can, create your own scroll. You can create your own algorithm that is right for you. And then you meet someone that maybe has a different belief system than you, and they have a different algorithm that's right for them. So we really understood multidimensionality. We really understood that my reality is my reality, your reality is your reality. Mine's not better or worse than yours, but it can be completely different. So we really understood that when it came to the mental space, right? We saw that on the public stage. You can meet someone that has a totally different belief system than you, totally different life. You could be riding the same bus, riding the same tram. And there's no judgment. That's one has to exist. I'm going to put the I have a whole video on working with your teenager, your inner teenager. I feel like a lot of us are really getting to know the inner team inside of us. If you are in leadership and you are keen for an absolute crash course in spiritual practices, my Awakened Mastery course is for you. That is definitely, I just have tons of feelings that whether you come from the spiritual community and you're kind of like, wow, some of these things are toxic, and then you come from, the leadership community and you're like, wow, some of these things are toxic. Hi, welcome. We speak from I statements around here. You're at the right table. So definitely take a look at my Awakened Mastery course. That could be for you. Jupiter in Cancer, and the shadow side of Cancer, definitely very connected to family, very connected to the mother, and very mothering. But what if we were so abundant and wealthy that we could take care of people, take care of the people in our life, but we didn't have to take on the responsibility of their emotional baggage? What if that was possible? Because it is. And what if we had really healthy boundaries? And what if we knew how to speak from I statements? And what if we did not sink into old codependent patterns? What if we followed where we're being led to? Like, what if we went forward instead of saying like, oh, come with me and let me put you on my back? Home, safety, and my pocket of the world. This is something that really came through last year, at like the end of 2024, which, I usually don't speak to the, how do I want to say this? This could go against what mainstream is telling you. I have a feeling that a lot of people, a lot of souls that have been navigating their inner world and doing their inner work and maybe haven't seen the pop in their external reality just yet will really find their niche, their home, be able to afford it, get that mortgage, do all the things. Like, I really have a feeling that this is going to be some generational breaking. I mean, this is a beautiful planet going into the Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn axis. So this is going to be in opposition to your Capricorn placements, which is like, y'all have been through enough. Y'all have been through enough. I'm excited for this. I'm so excited to do the all signs reading for this. Okay, so June 9th, I started for 13 minutes, and it's totally fine. It's totally not. June 9th, Jupiter goes into Cancer. The 11th of November, Jupiter is going to retrograde at 25 degrees of Cancer. From the 9th of June to the 11th of November, things might feel like they are speeding up. Why is that? Because there's 29 degrees in each sign. So for Jupiter that has a 1-year transit to scoot to 25 degrees, this is usually the way that she does things. She just wants to offer you the whole thing and then retrograde back and go slow with that retrograde. So the 11th of November, 25 degrees. She's going retrograde. 10th of March, 2026, Jupiter will go direct at 15 degrees of Cancer. So really look at where 15 to 25 degrees of Cancer falls in your chart specifically. That's where the gold is. That's where it is. And then the 30th of June, Jupiter's going into Leo. What's that going to be like? What is that going to be like? So that's the transits of Jupiter. I want to do a little bit of what I love to really integrate my personal growth and development in with the astrology. We're going to look at that Jupiter-Saturn square that happened 3 times. So, Saturn, our interdisciplinarian planet. This was back in December of 2020, I want to say, when we had the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on the solstice. It was at 0 degree of Aquarius, I want to say. That was like the popping off point for this. But when we have squares, this is tension points, but it's also where diamonds are made. So this is when Saturn, our interdisciplinarian, and Jupiter, our lucky, abundant, gregarious planet, not opposition, come toe to toe, but they come and they sit at the same table. And they're delegating. And Saturn's like, I want this soul to have the best life possible. And Jupiter's like, on it, let's do it, let's make it happen. And Saturn's like, I want it to be sustainable though. I want them to have this for the rest of their life and not build a house on sand. And Jupiter's like, but the sand is awesome. Like, I love the beach. Like, let's make this happen. Saturn's like, I'm going to break down every single thing that is not serving this person's soul. I'm having like the parable of Job come into my brain, which is like, it's not as extreme as that. Definitely not. But this is like the only thing. I had a subscriber just the other day. Loved this question. And it offers a lot of really beautiful exploratory questions. And I'm really grateful for them. And was like, how do we, if as within, so without, as above, so below, we want to change our external world. And you're saying that we have to change our internal world first. What do we change inside of ourselves to make the external world shift? Your mindset. Your mindset. So let's take a peek. The 19th of August, 2024. This is when Saturn was in Pisces, retrograde at 17 degrees, and Jupiter was in Gemini at 17 degrees. Square. Language, early learning, short trips, about town, neighbors, closures, healing, coming home, the mystical side of things. Pisces can be wishy-washy. Pisces can be illusion, disillusion. But Saturn in Pisces is when they made AA. The amount of people I know, myself included, that have gotten completely sober. A lot of people have gotten celibate. A lot of people are like, no to my not self themes and patterns. Like, we're taking radical responsibility. It's been a real glow up, grow up type of a time. So the 19th of August, 2024. The 24th of December. Christmas Eve, we had another square at 14 degrees. Saturn was direct and Jupiter was retrograde. So 19th of August, first square. 24th of December, second square. What was coming up? Really spend some time going back into your journals. Go back, what was coming up in your life around these times? Were you feeling so expansive and so free and so sure of yourself in August? And then in December, did something kind of get like kicked out from under you? Like the rug got ripped out from under you. And you're like, how am I even doing this? What's going on? And you kind of recognize now that you weren't really on the right train. It's that beautiful phrase, and I'm going to try to find it. It was this really pretty little picture. As soon as you recognize that you are on the wrong train, get off, because it'll be more expensive and take a much longer time to come back to where it is that you need to be to get on the right train. Jupiter and Gemini might have convinced you that tiny little adjustment that you've needed to make on your compass, you're like, it's a teeny adjustment. It's 9.5 out of 10, Sarah. Like, life is 9.5 out of 10. What could go wrong? Just saying. So now, the last square. I'm going to highlight, Pam Gregory did a huge video on this. Mama Pam. The last one is on the 15th of June. Jupiter will be at 1 degree of Cancer. Saturn is at 1 degree of Aries. This is so beautiful. And, I can't put every link below, but I just want to put my June video as well. this whole month, I'm just listening to the guides. The life that you're living right now, I want you to imagine that the life that you're living today will be the same day for the rest of your life. What you do, where you go, the activities, maybe some of the people that you see. If you work with clients and it's more of a rotating door, it's like that same kind of client session, the same kind of activities, and you see the same people, you live in that house. Would you be okay with that being your everyday life for the rest of your life? If that thought excites you, amazing. You're right where you're meant to be, and really utilize that transit. If that thought terrifies you and you have not made active changes, this is your sign to really write down and label what is not working. If you've been loving the reps and sets, if you've been loving your day-to-day and you've been building something and you've been working towards that goal of yours, really define where you're going. Like, give it another altar. Like, I know for myself included, home is the biggest, like, I could draw the blueprints of a home that lives on this planet and in my soul and in my mind's eye. I draw it all the time. I love it. And it is not where I'm physically living right now. So each day I express gratitude. I live into the energy. I just mentally decorate it. And I focus on that. And I say, when God wants me to have the keys, it will happen. And every day I do whatever it is that I can do to become the version of myself that is ready for the keys every day. And I love the journey along the way. So let this 15th of June is one opportunity, is really one opportunity. Yeah, that's about a week into the transit. To really ask yourself, is the path that I'm on getting me to the goals that I want? Are the people in my life getting me there? Does my community support my goals? Am I surrounded by winners? This is really an opportunity for you to label it now. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. This month, we have a new moon conjunct Jupiter. We have all of these opportunities to really say, I need to make an adjustment, or double down on the focus of what it is that you are building. Like, whatever you're doing in your life, whatever you're creating, I want you so focused on it. I want you talking about it all the time. I want you really, and in my Mars program, that could be a really helpful tool if you're not. I just released my Mastering Mars program. This is really how we get things done in the world, is working with that little red planet. I'm so proud of this program. It is for my spiritual entrepreneurs, for my soul-led leaders, for those that are really embodying their energy, masculine and feminine. We all have Mars energy within us, but this is really working with the cycles of Mars. So I couldn't recommend that program higher. I'm so proud of it. And it's honestly, as I was making notes, it's very connected to this cycle. So I'm super jazzed in my own personal chart, So completely lost my train of thought. June 15th. This is beautiful. I'm here for it. I really, really, really love it. I think that whatever you want, I've given the buttonhole analogy numerous times, which is, whenever you go through a shift, a friend of mine many years ago, when he went through rehab, he called it going through the buttonhole, where you go through rehab, you go through a shift, you hop paradigms, whatever it may be, have an upgrade, whatever you label, whatever you've gone through in your life, and you go through the buttonhole. On the other side, like, you're naked, you had skin ripped off, you can't, you're just like a brand new babe on the other side. But then you kind of like look in that buttonhole and you're like, oh, this blouse, I really like this blouse. This friendship, I really like this friendship. This mindset, I really love this mindset. This lifestyle, the people in my life, my cats, my dogs, my animals. I mean, my cats, dogs, animals, children. That's what I meant to say. Pardon me. Take it and be aware of it. I've said many times, and the energy of right now, the energy of the world that we're living in, it is not for a passive observer. This world, even if you don't believe in astrology, this world that we're living in right now, you must be an active participant. It is not for passive, just let the world tell me what to believe and I'll believe it. My God, you're like, that's a judgment, girl. That's a judgment. Okay, let me rephrase this. For those sitting at my table, if you're drawn to my work, whether you are deeply in your masculine, deeply in your feminine, that don't matter. You have made the active choice to be in that energy. And you've said, I choose to take responsibility for my life. Whatever life, and this can be a point of contention for a lot of people, whatever life anyone on this planet is living has been an active choice to be there. Whether it's a soul's choice to be there or whether it was a complete life of reps and sets of chosen thoughts, words, actions, and intentions to get you to that point. We are all living the life of our dreams and the life of our choice and the perfect life. Otherwise, we would be in a different paradigm. Otherwise, we would be somewhere else. Where we are, what we see in our reality, it's based off of our thoughts and our mindsets and our actions, what we choose every day, what we eat, what we dress, how we dress, what we wear, what we say. All of that is dictated in the world around us. These could be patterns from years ago. These could be patterns from yesterday. So the reason I offer and implore you to spend some time before big transits or just being aware is to say, wow, this energy has a pattern. I can work with this. I can do something about this. This is also this right here, and I'm gonna put down the 30th of June 2026. This area of your chart is getting so upgraded right now. And with this square activating it, let's put down the, what do I want to put down? Okay. Let's put down the 30th of June 2026 and I'll show you what I mean. Saturn's going to be at 14 degrees. Neptune's going to be at 4 degrees. Uranus is going to be at 3 degrees. Okay. 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 So, Pluto, retrograde, 4 degrees, Aquarius. Sextiling Neptune at 4 degrees of Aries. Sextiling Uranus at 3 degrees, Gemini. We've got trine energy happening here. These are outer planets. Like, these are outer planets. These types of alignments don't happen normally in lifetimes. Like this is, to be alive right now is pretty exceptional. So work with this. Work with this. Work with this. We will eventually have a trine of Jupiter to Neptune. That'll be later on. Whew. And then a sextile over there. And then an opposition over there. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's Jupiter. We'll talk about it in the all signs readings, because that's really when I can connect with you all individually and really channel that energy. I'd really love to leave you with, spend some time looking back to the last transit. How did I navigate this? Where is this falling in your chart? Where is Cancer in your chart? Where was Gemini in your chart? Looking at Leo in your chart. Where do you want to be? Where was I? How am I using this now? And where do I want to be in a year? This is a beautiful planet. She is so gorgeous. And after this third square with Saturn, put Saturn back. A lot of you have chosen your, I'm just listening to the guides. They're saying you're chosen your highest timeline. You're on your highest timeline. And you might feel wonky right now. Things might feel confusing, or you're exhausted. There's a lot that's shifting and still breaking down. Let it. If anything's falling apart right now, let it. Saturn and Aries alone. If things are not meant to be in your life, let them fall apart. Just let it fall away and say thank you. Thank you so much, God. Thank you, universe, for removing something that was not meant for me. It's like, what is it? Rejection is God's protection type energy. It doesn't always feel good. Give yourself the time to allow your emotions to come up. This is going to be a time of less, fighting online, and more like hugging the tree and crying into the tree, into the energy of the tree. I'm so excited for this. Capricorn placements, expect a glow up. Oh my God, who else? Libra placements, expect people to be coming in. Aries placement, your stage is coming. Cancer placements, for Cancer placements, there's been this, it's not imposter syndrome. They just know it's going to be good. I think for my Cancer placements, I would just release your perfectionism, don't oldest daughter yourself and just launch it, just do it, and be yourself along the way. Let it be something that's beautiful. Let it be something that's just incredible. I think a lot of what this could bring for my divine masculine on the planet, not just mine, but for all divine masculines on the planet, this is the balance and the awareness of your inner divine feminine. I feel as though we're all really stepping into our divinity, whatever side of the spectrum that we want to be on. Say, divine masculine over here, divine feminine over here. And we're stepping into that to attract whatever it is that we want on the other side. So if you're closer to the center, you'll attract, a partner that's maybe closer to the center as well. Maybe you're 60% feminine and, 40% masculine. You're attracted to a partner that's 60% masculine and 40% feminine. If you have fully sunk into your masculine and you're embodying that, you allow yourself, a full moon ceremony, and you allow yourself the inner divinity, you get your massage, you take care of yourself, but you're not effing off, you're going to meet your lady. You're going to meet that feminine side of yourself. And it's not about identity. This is the divinity within ourselves. Do you know what I mean? You'll meet that partner based on your vibration, especially Libra placements. This is all happening in your house of relationships. But for the Cancer, Aries, Libra, Capricorn axis, if you have any of your big three in Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, it was 3-3-3-3 when I said that. This is kind of the present after Pluto in Cap, to be here you go. You did everything. Now just go enjoy life. Here you go. Take it. It's what you want, need, and desire. Take it. This one's just for you. Don't look over you're good. Take it. You're I don't want another test. I loved that. I don't even know where that was. This is a test from the universe. We're all a little bit traumatized in every capacity as to how we're even doing any of this, because we've never awakened as a human collective before. There's no blueprint as to how to do any of this. It's an infinite world where you can have anything that you want. That might just calm down a bit, and what it is that you really need, want, and desire, that life. Really ask yourself, I'll close it up. What does a good life mean to you? What does having a good life mean to you? What does success even mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? Really, write out that perfect day. That if you lived the same day, every day, forever, what would you want it to look like? It might look a lot different than what you thought. I think that's it. We'll have on all signs. Links below for tons of extra resources for you. My Mastering Mars program is for you. If you have been on your path and you're ready to understand and really ground your channeling, this is astrology and leadership and growth and development. Find a handshake with Mars. It just makes it so much more efficient and more accessible and more catered to your individual map. It's good stuff. If you're new to your awakening and you're keen for that crash course, my Awakened Mastery course is for you. Literally a crash course in metaphysical practices. I just bam, 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 throw it all at you. If you are looking to integrate, what did I write down? If you're looking to deepen your astrology knowledge and your practice, my Awakened Mastery Chapter 4, I have it completely separate. It's all of my astrology, including flow, foundations and flow. If you are just looking to expand your practice of astrology, foundations and flow, how to work with the moon, chart reading foundations, that is all for you. All of the links for additional programs are below. Invest in yourself, even if it's not with me. Please invest in yourself, educate yourself. It is 2025. We have absolutely, there is nothing that says I can't, if I'm going from here and there's the bridge as to where I want to be, you can empower yourself and learn some new skills along the way. So, and that's it. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.